Have you ever wondered what it would be like to witness the second coming of Christ? To see angels descend from the heavens with your own eyes? Countless people in Jerusalem claim they've experienced just that. But something even more extraordinary occurred, a miracle that no one saw coming. What was it, and why is it sending shockwaves through the religious world? Picture this: a typical day in Jerusalem, the ancient city bustling with life under the warm Middle Eastern sun. Pilgrims pray at the Western Wall, tourists snap photos of the Dome of the Rock, and locals go about their daily routines. But in an instant, everything changes. The clear blue sky suddenly splits open as if torn by an invisible hand. A blinding light brighter than 1,000 suns pours through the rift. The air itself seems to vibrate with an otherworldly energy. People shield their eyes, frozen in disbelief. Is this real? Are they dreaming? As their vision adjusts, gasps of awe ripple through the crowd. There, hovering above the city, is a sight that defies explanation. Jesus Christ himself, radiant and majestic, floats in the air surrounded by a host of angels. Their wings shimmer with an ethereal glow, and their faces shine with divine light. At first there's stunned silence, then a wave of reaction sweeps through the onlookers. Some fall to their knees in worship, tears streaming down their faces. Others cry out in fear or confusion. Skeptics rub their eyes in disbelief, searching for some logical explanation. "I've never seen anything like it," says Sarah, a tourist from America. Her voice trembles as she describes the scene. "It was like the air itself became holy. I felt this incredible peace wash over me, even as my mind was reeling from what I was seeing." David, a local shopkeeper, shares a different perspective. "I thought I was losing my mind at first, but then I saw everyone else looking up too. The angels, they were so beautiful but also terrifying. It was like looking at the sun. You knew you shouldn't stare, but you couldn't look away." As word spreads, people flood into the streets. Phones come out to capture the miraculous sight, but strangely, no camera seems able to fully capture the divine radiance. Social media explodes with eyewitness accounts, each more incredible than the last. Religious leaders rush to the scene, their faces a mix of awe and uncertainty. Is this the long-awaited second coming, or something else entirely? Rabbis consult ancient texts, imams pore over scriptures, and priests offer hurried prayers. The implications are staggering. For believers and non-believers alike, scientists struggle to explain the phenomenon. Some suggest mass hallucination, while others propose theories about interdimensional rifts. But as the minutes tick by and the celestial visitors remain, it becomes clear that this is no illusion or trick of the light. The immediate impact is profound. Traffic in Jerusalem grinds to a halt as people abandon their cars to witness the miracle. Hospitals report a wave of spontaneous healings. Long-standing conflicts seem to fade into insignificance in the face of this divine manifestation. As the sun begins to set, casting a golden glow across the holy city, a sense of anticipation builds. What will happen next? Will Jesus speak? Will the angels descend? The world holds its breath, waiting for a sign or a message. But this celestial spectacle, as earth-shattering as it is just the beginning. For as night falls and the glowing figures remain steadfast in the sky, something even more astonishing is about to unfold. A miracle that will challenge everything we think we know about faith, science, and the nature of reality itself. Just when observers thought they'd seen it all, something even more astonishing occurs. As darkness envelops Jerusalem, the celestial visitors remain, their radiance piercing the night sky. But suddenly a new phenomenon begins, one that will shake the very foundations of human understanding. What? If everything we thought we knew about miracles was about to be turned upside down? The crowd, already in awe of Jesus and the angels hovering above, now finds itself witness to an even greater wonder. The air around the divine figures begins to shimmer and pulse with an otherworldly energy. Gasps of amazement ripple through the throng as tiny points of light, like floating stars, begin to descend from the heavens. These luminous orbs drift gently downward, each one seeming to seek out a specific person in the crowd. As they make contact, something extraordinary happens. People begin to cry out in joy and disbelief. The blind suddenly see, the lame walk, and those suffering from illness find themselves instantly healed. But it's not just physical ailments that are being cured. Witnesses describe a profound sense of inner peace and clarity washing over them. Long-held grudges and hatreds melt away in an instant. People who were once bitter enemies now embrace like long-lost friends. It's as if a veil has been lifted from our eyes, says Rachel, a local shopkeeper. I can see the world and everyone in it with such love and understanding now. It's indescribable. This new miracle defies explanation even by religious scholars who have spent their lives studying divine manifestations. The scale and nature of these healings and transformations go beyond anything recorded in scripture or historical accounts. Theologians and scientists alike find themselves grappling with the implications of what they're witnessing. Dr. Sarah Cohen, a renowned physicist, struggles to find words to describe the event. We're seeing fundamental laws of nature being rewritten before our eyes, she says, her voice filled with a mix of excitement and bewilderment. It challenges everything we thought we knew about the physical world. Rabbi Goldstein, a respected Talmudic scholar, offers a different perspective. This goes beyond any prophecy or vision described in our texts, he explains, his eyes wide with wonder. It's as if the divine is speaking to us in a new language, one of pure love and healing. As the night wears on, speculation grows about the message behind this incredible event. Is it a sign of the end times, a call for global unity, or perhaps a demonstration of the limitless power of divine love? The answer, when it comes, is both simple and profound. As the last of the healing lights fade away, a gentle voice, heard not with ears, but felt in the very souls of all present, speaks a single, transformative message. Love one another as I have loved you. In that moment, the true miracle becomes clear. It's not just about physical healing or supernatural displays. The real wonder is the change happening in the hearts of all who witness it. People from all walks of life, all faiths and all nations find themselves united in a shared experience of divine love. This miraculous event in Jerusalem isn't just a spectacle, it's a call to action, a reminder of our shared humanity and the transformative power of love. But as dawn breaks over the holy city and news of the miracle spreads across the globe, a new question arises. Why now? What is the significance of this divine message appearing at this precise moment in history? As the world grapples with these questions, one thing becomes clear. Nothing will ever be the same again. The events in Jerusalem have set in motion a chain of spiritual awakenings that will reshape our understanding of faith, science, and the very nature of reality itself. As the dust settles on the miraculous events in Jerusalem, a burning question ignites the minds of believers and skeptics alike. Could this be the fulfillment of ancient prophecies? The appearance of Jesus and his angelic host has sent shockwaves through religious communities worldwide, leaving many to wonder if we are witnessing the dawn of the end times. Picture this: centuries-old texts, their pages yellowed with age, suddenly spring to life before our eyes. The words of prophets long gone echo with newfound urgency in the wake of these divine manifestations. Could it be that the keys to understanding these astonishing events have been hiding in plain sight all along? Let's dive into the heart of biblical prophecy. The book of Zechariah speaks of Jerusalem becoming a cup of trembling for all nations. As we watch the holy city become the epicenter of a global spiritual awakening, one can't help but feel a shiver of recognition. The prophecy paints a vivid picture of Jerusalem as a focal point of conflict and divine revelation. Sound familiar? But that's not all. The prophet Isaiah foresaw a time when Jerusalem would be exalted, serving as a beacon of worship and instruction for all nations. As we witness people from every corner of the globe turning their eyes to the holy city, it's hard not to wonder, are we seeing this ancient vision unfold before our very eyes? Religious leaders are scrambling to interpret these earth-shattering occurrences. Some see the events in Jerusalem as clear signs that God's divine plan for the end times is unfolding. Others urge caution, reminding us that throughout history, many have claimed to see the signs of Christ's return. We must be vigilant, warns Rabbi Goldstein, his eyes alight with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Our texts speak of false prophets and misleading signs. Yet, what we've witnessed in Jerusalem, it's unlike anything we've seen before. The debate rages on. Are these truly the signs of the end times, or simply another chapter in humanity's long history of spiritual experiences? The arguments on both sides are compelling. Those who believe we're witnessing prophecy fulfilled point to the sheer scale and nature of the events. Never before have so many people simultaneously experienced such a clear manifestation of the divine. The healing miracles, the global impact, the unmistakable presence of Jesus himself. Surely this goes beyond mere coincidence or mass delusion. Skeptics, however, urge caution. They remind us of the many times throughout history when people believed the end was near, only to be proven wrong. Could our desire for meaning in a chaotic world be clouding our judgment? As we grapple with these questions, one thing becomes abundantly clear. Whether or not these events mark the beginning of the end times, they have undeniably reshaped our understanding of faith and prophecy. The line between the spiritual and the physical has blurred, challenging our very conception of reality. The words of Jesus in Matthew 24:42 ring with new clarity. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. Could it be that the time for watching and waiting is drawing to a close? As dawn breaks over Jerusalem, casting its golden light on a world forever changed, we're left to ponder the profound implications of what we've witnessed. The events in the Holy City have ignited a spiritual fire that's spreading across the globe, transcending borders, cultures, and even religious divides. But this is just the beginning. As we'll soon discover, the ramifications of these miraculous occurrences reach far beyond the ancient stones of Jerusalem. A new chapter in human history is unfolding, and we're all part of the story. Are you ready for what comes next? While the world marvels at the miraculous events unfolding in Jerusalem, a legendary protector steps onto the cosmic stage. Archangel Michael, heaven's most formidable warrior, has descended. But why now? What celestial conflict demands the presence of God's most valiant champion? Among the angelic host that accompanies Jesus, one figure stands out like a blazing star, Archangel Michael. This isn't just any celestial being. Michael is revered across multiple faiths as the mightiest of God's warriors. His very name, which means "who is like God," echoes his unparalleled strength and unwavering devotion to the divine. But why would such a powerful being appear at this moment? The sudden manifestation of Archangel Michael sends shockwaves through religious communities worldwide. Scholars and believers alike scramble to understand the significance of his presence. Could his arrival signal an impending spiritual battle of cosmic proportions? To grasp the magnitude of this event, we must delve into Michael's role as the ultimate protector and warrior in the spiritual realms. In the sacred texts, he stands as a guardian of God's people, a fierce defender against the forces of darkness. The book of Daniel paints a vivid picture of Michael as a great prince who stands watch over the children of Israel. His strength isn't just in his sword, but in his unwavering commitment to safeguarding the faithful. Throughout history, tales of Michael's interventions in human affairs have inspired and awed generations. From guiding the Israelites through the wilderness to battling Satan himself, Michael's presence has always heralded moments of great spiritual significance. Now, as he hovers above Jerusalem with Jesus and the heavenly host, one can't help but wonder, what battles might he be fighting on our behalf, invisible to mortal eyes? The appearance of this celestial warrior in our time raises heart-pounding questions. Are we on the brink of a spiritual conflict that will shape the destiny of humanity? Is Michael's presence a sign of divine protection as we enter uncharted waters in human history? The air in Jerusalem crackles with an electric mix of fear and anticipation as people grapple with these mind-bending possibilities. As witnesses share their accounts, a clearer picture of Michael's role in this miraculous event begins to emerge. Many describe feeling an overwhelming sense of peace and protection, despite the awe-inspiring nature of the celestial visitors. Others report seeing flashes of what looked like spiritual warfare taking place in the skies above, with Michael leading the charge against unseen adversaries. It was like watching a battle play out in the heavens, recounts Sarah, a tourist who witnessed the event. I couldn't see the enemy, but I could feel the intensity of the conflict. And there was Michael, radiant and powerful, standing as a shield between us and whatever forces sought to harm us. But Michael's appearance is more than just a spectacular show of divine power. It carries a profound message for all of humanity. His presence reminds us of the ongoing spiritual battles that rage beyond our perception and the unwavering protection offered to those who put their faith in God. In these tumultuous times, as the world grapples with unprecedented challenges, Michael stands as a beacon of hope and a promise of divine intervention. As night falls on Jerusalem, the city bathed in the ethereal glow of the angelic host, one thing becomes clear. Archangel Michael's descent is a pivotal piece in this unfolding divine drama. But it's just one part of a much larger cosmic puzzle. What other heavenly signs await us? How will this miraculous event reshape our understanding of faith, prophecy, and our place in the grand tapestry of creation? As we ponder these questions, we can't help but feel that we're standing on the threshold of a new era in human history, with Archangel Michael leading the charge into the unknown. As the celestial light fades and Jerusalem settles into an uneasy calm, an ancient prophecy resurfaces. The city that has witnessed countless miracles now stands poised on the edge of destiny. What if Jerusalem isn't just a backdrop for divine manifestations, but the very key to unlocking the end times? Prepare to see this sacred city through new eyes as we uncover its role as the cup of trembling that could shake the foundations of our world. The term cup of trembling comes straight from the pages of Scripture, specifically Zechariah 12:2, which declares, "Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of terror to all the peoples around it." But what does this cryptic phrase mean? Imagine a cup so potent, so charged with divine energy that merely touching it causes nations to quake. This is Jerusalem, a city that has the power to inspire awe, fear, and conflict in equal measure. As we witness the aftermath of Jesus and the angels appearing over the holy city, we can't help but wonder, is this the moment when Jerusalem truly becomes that cup of trembling? The recent miraculous events align eerily with ancient predictions, sending shivers down the spines of believers and skeptics alike. Could we be standing on the precipice of prophesied end-time events? To understand the weight of this moment, we must look back at Jerusalem's unparalleled historical and spiritual significance. This city has been the epicenter of faith for millennia, cherished by Judaism as the site of the ancient temple, revered in Christianity as the place of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, and honored in Islam as the location of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Can you feel the tension, the spiritual electricity that courses through its very stones? But Jerusalem's significance isn't confined to the past. Today, it stands at the heart of one of the world's most complex geopolitical situations. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has long centered around control of this sacred city, with both sides claiming it as their capital. Now, with divine beings manifesting in the skies above, how will this delicate balance shift? Will this heavenly intervention bring peace, or will it intensify the struggle? As the world watches Jerusalem with bated breath, signs of the times seem to multiply. Reports flood in from around the globe of increased spiritual activity, miraculous healings, and inexplicable phenomena. It's as if the appearance of Jesus and the angels has torn a veil between the physical and spiritual realms, with Jerusalem as the epicenter of this cosmic shift. What does Jerusalem's role as the cup of trembling mean for believers in these tumultuous times? It's a call to spiritual vigilance, a reminder that we're living in extraordinary days. The events unfolding in Jerusalem serve as a wake-up call, urging us to examine our faith and prepare our hearts for whatever may come next. But this is more than just a spiritual alarm clock. It's an invitation to be part of something greater than ourselves. As Jerusalem trembles with divine energy, we're all called to play our part in this unfolding drama. Will you answer the call? Will you keep your eyes fixed on the holy city, watching for the next sign of God's moving in our world? As night falls once again on Jerusalem, the city seems to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The recent miracles have transformed it into a beacon, drawing the eyes of the world. But this is just the beginning. As we stand on the brink of what could be the most significant period in human history, one question burns in our minds. What earth-shaking events will tomorrow bring? The stage is set, the players are in position, and the curtain is about to rise on the next act of this divine drama. Are you ready? While Jerusalem pulsed with otherworldly energy, something extraordinary was stirring across the globe. From the bustling streets of New York to the remote villages of Africa, reports of inexplicable phenomena began to surface. Could these seemingly isolated incidents be connected to the miracle in Jerusalem? What if we told you that the appearance of Jesus and the angels was just the beginning of a worldwide spiritual awakening? As news of the celestial spectacle in Jerusalem spread like wildfire, the world held its breath in collective awe. Social media platforms exploded with eyewitness accounts, each more incredible than the last. Videos of the glowing figures hovering above the holy city went viral, captivating millions within hours. But this was just the beginning. In the wake of the miraculous events, nations across the globe found themselves grappling with a new reality. How does one respond when the divine manifests so openly? In the United States, crowds gathered in Times Square, their eyes fixed on massive screens displaying live footage from Jerusalem. In China, usually strict internet censors seemed powerless to stem the flood of information about the miraculous appearance. Even in the most secular corners of Europe, people found themselves drawn to churches and cathedrals, seeking answers and solace. The impact on global politics was immediate and profound. Long-standing conflicts seemed to pale in comparison to the cosmic drama unfolding before the world's eyes. In the Middle East, age-old enemies found themselves united in wonder. Reports emerged of spontaneous ceasefires and peace talks breaking out across conflict zones. Could this be the dawn of a new era of global unity? But the miracles weren't confined to Jerusalem alone. As the world watched in amazement, similar phenomena began to occur in other parts of the globe. In Rio de Janeiro, beachgoers reported seeing angelic figures walking on the waves. In Tokyo, a group of office workers claimed to witness a healing light descending on a crowded street, curing ailments instantly. Each new report added to the growing sense that something truly extraordinary was happening on a global scale. Interfaith relations, often a source of tension, underwent a remarkable transformation. Leaders from various religious backgrounds found themselves coming together, seeking common ground in the face of these undeniable signs. Mosques opened their doors to Christians, synagogues welcomed Muslims, and atheists found themselves reconsidering long-held beliefs. The world seemed to be experiencing a collective spiritual awakening, transcending traditional boundaries and dogmas. As the days passed, a question began to form on everyone's lips. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new spiritual age? The sheer scale and impact of these events suggested something far beyond a localized miracle. It felt as if the very fabric of reality was shifting, revealing glimpses of a divine plan that had long remained hidden. The implications for global recognition of God's sovereignty were staggering. Nations that had long prided themselves on their secular identities found themselves grappling with undeniable evidence of the divine. Political leaders who once dismissed religious concerns now spoke openly about the need for spiritual guidance in governance. The world was changing, and at its heart was a growing acknowledgement of a higher power at work. As we stand in awe of these unfolding events, one thing becomes clear: the world will never be the same. The miraculous appearances in Jerusalem and beyond have shaken the foundations of our understanding, opening our eyes to a reality far greater than we ever imagined. But with this newfound awareness comes a burning question. What should we do now? How do we prepare for what comes next in this extraordinary chapter of human history? As the world grapples with the awe-inspiring events in Jerusalem, a profound question emerges. Are you spiritually prepared for what comes next? Imagine waking up tomorrow to find that the miracles have intensified, that the veil between our world and the spiritual realm has thinned even further. How would you navigate this new reality? The answer may lie in an ancient practice that's more relevant now than ever before. In the wake of these celestial manifestations, believers find themselves caught in a whirlwind of emotions. Excitement courses through their veins at the thought of witnessing such divine power. Yet, uncertainty lurks in the shadows of their minds. How can one prepare for the unprecedented? This emotional tug-of-war is at the heart of our spiritual journey in these extraordinary times. As miraculous healings and angelic appearances become the talk of the globe, different approaches to spiritual preparation have emerged. Some advocate for intense Bible study, believing that the answers to our current situation lie hidden in ancient prophecies. Others emphasize the need for constant prayer and meditation, seeking direct communication with the divine. Which path will lead us to true readiness? Religious leaders across faiths are stepping forward to offer guidance in this time of spiritual upheaval. Their message is clear. Now is the time for deep personal transformation. Rabbi Goldstein, his eyes gleaming with wisdom, reminds us of the words in Psalm 91:1-2. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This ancient promise of divine protection takes on new meaning in our current reality. But what does this personal transformation look like in practice? It's more than just reading scriptures or attending religious services. It's about opening your heart to a profound change, allowing the divine love witnessed in Jerusalem to reshape your very being. Imagine feeling a connection to the universe so deep that you see the world through new eyes, where every interaction becomes an opportunity for love and compassion. As we stand on the precipice of this new spiritual age, the question on everyone's lips is, what might the near future hold for those who believe? Could we be on the verge of a global awakening where the barriers between the physical and spiritual worlds continue to blur? The possibilities are as thrilling as they are terrifying. So how can you prepare spiritually for the potential miracles that may lie ahead? The key lies in cultivating a state of constant readiness. This doesn't mean living in fear or anxiety, but rather in a state of joyful anticipation. Practice opening your heart to the divine presence in every moment. Listen for that still, small voice that speaks of greater truths. Remember the words of John 16:13, which promises that the Spirit of truth will guide believers into all truth. In these uncertain times, this guidance is more crucial than ever. Seek it not just in grand visions or miraculous events, but in the quiet moments of your daily life. Let every breath be a prayer, every action an expression of divine love. As we prepare our hearts and minds for whatever wonders may come, we must also remain vigilant. The world is changing rapidly, and new signs and wonders may appear at any moment. Stay alert, keep your spiritual senses sharpened, and be ready to recognize the divine hand at work in the world around you. The events in Jerusalem have shown us that the impossible can become reality in the blink of an eye. Are you ready for what comes next? The journey of spiritual preparation begins now with every choice you make and every breath you take. The divine is calling. Will you answer? As the world watches in awe, a question burns in the hearts of many. Could Jesus' return be imminent? The miraculous events in Jerusalem have set the stage for what could be the most significant moment in human history. But how can we be sure? What signs should we be looking for? The Bible speaks of specific signs that will herald the second coming of Christ. Wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes, famines, and pestilences. These are just the beginning. But haven't we seen these things throughout history? What makes this time different? Picture this: a world in turmoil, nations rising against nations, natural disasters striking with increasing frequency. Sound familiar? It's as if the pages of prophecy are coming to life before our very eyes. But there's more. The appearance of Jesus and angels over Jerusalem, an event unprecedented in modern times, has sparked a global spiritual awakening. Could this be the fulfillment of Matthew 24:14, which speaks of the gospel being preached to all nations before the end comes? As we compare current events to these prophesied signs, the parallels are striking. The world seems to be holding its breath, waiting for the next heavenly manifestation. But what does it mean to truly watch and wait for Christ's return? Some interpret this as a call to constant vigilance, scanning the headlines for any hint of prophetic fulfillment. Others see it as an invitation to deep spiritual preparation, focusing on personal holiness and evangelism. Which approach is correct? Perhaps it's a combination of both, staying alert to the signs of the times while also tending to our spiritual lives. But here's the challenge. How do we discern true signs from false ones? History is littered with failed predictions and misinterpretations of prophecy. Jesus himself warned of false Christs and false prophets who would perform great signs and wonders to deceive even the elect. In a world where miracles are becoming commonplace, how can we avoid being led astray? The key may lie in Jesus' own words. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. Matthew 24:42. This isn't just about looking for external signs, but about maintaining a state of spiritual readiness. It's about living each day as if it could be the day of his return. As we ponder these things, a thrilling question arises. How close might we be to the second coming? The truth is, no one knows the day or hour, but the signs we're witnessing suggest that we could be closer than ever before. The very air seems charged with anticipation, as if creation itself is holding its breath, waiting for its creator to appear. So what should we be looking for? Beyond the global signs, we should watch for a continued increase in spiritual awareness and divine manifestations. We should be alert for shifts in geopolitical power, particularly concerning Israel and Jerusalem. And perhaps most importantly, we should look for a growing divide between those who embrace these heavenly signs and those who reject them. As we watch and wait for Christ's return, a greater understanding is emerging. This isn't just about predicting the future or solving a cosmic puzzle. It's about recognizing our place in God's grand plan and aligning our lives with His purposes. It's about living with an eternal perspective in a world that's rapidly changing. The stage is set, the players are in position, and the curtain could rise at any moment on the greatest event in human history. Are you ready? The signs are all around us, pointing to a future filled with both wonder and judgment. As we keep our eyes on the skies and our hearts attuned to His voice, we can face whatever comes with confidence, knowing that our redemption draws near. As we reflect on the awe-inspiring events that have unfolded before our eyes, one thing becomes crystal clear. We are living in extraordinary times. The heavens have opened, divine beings have manifested, and the world as we know it has been forever changed. Can you feel the electricity in the air? The sense that we're standing on the brink of something monumental? But what does it all mean for you, dear viewer? These miraculous occurrences aren't just spectacles to be marveled at from afar. They're a wake-up call, a divine invitation to prepare your heart and soul for what's to come. Have you ever wondered if you're truly ready for the return of Christ? Now is the time to stay spiritually alert, to keep your eyes fixed on the skies and your heart attuned to the whispers of the divine. The signs are all around us, pointing to a future filled with both wonder and judgment. Are you prepared to face whatever lies ahead? As we stand at this cosmic crossroads, let faith be your guiding light. Embrace the transformative power of these heavenly manifestations. Open your heart to the divine love that's pouring out over all creation. For in these uncertain times, one thing remains constant: the unwavering promise of God's presence with us. What incredible wonders await us in the days to come. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the stage is set for the greatest event in human history. Will you be ready when the curtain rises?